What a matchup!
And what a team, Mike. Metro PCS and the iPhone SE for $0 on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Oh, impressive.
Play with the best. Switch to Metro PCS and get a 32-gig iPhone SE for $0. Metro PCS. Coverage not available in some areas, plus sales tax and $10 activation fee. Claim based on talk and text. Not valid for active numbers currently on a T-Mobile network or active on Metro PCS in the past 90 days. See store for details and terms and conditions.
Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome to No BS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 1148. Do you believe that number? 1148. Almost 2 to 1, actually it's 1.5 to 1 on the number 2 show in Apple Podcasts. And that's my other show, Job Search Radio. That one has over 700 episodes. This one, 1,148. Now, I'm more than 2 to 1 on every other show on Job Search. And today's episode is about email mistakes that people make. Hope you find this helpful. Hope you're not making this mistake. And if you are, this is why you need to change it. And I want to remind you, I have classes on Skillshare that you can take on job search, on interviewing, on tough interview questions, the top 10 questions that you ought to prepare for, and there's a lot more up there. So go to Skillshare, whether you become a member or not, you can access my classes. And if you decide to become a member, use the link in the show notes because you'll get 2 months for free rather than just 1. And now with that, let us get going.
I want to point out an assumption/mistake that many job hunters make when they send out messages. Now, when people send out email, sometimes they're sending this big bulk email out. And I know you know not to put all those addresses into the to field, okay? So that's not what this video is about. It's about sending out bulk email altogether and the mistake that it causes. Even if you blind submit something to a whole bunch of people, what often happens is spam filters recognize that there's nothing in the to field that hasn't been personally addressed and deflects your message to a spam folder, and no one sees your email. So, as cumbersome as this may be, and it really isn't, everything needs to be addressed to each individual. Now, I'm not saying that you have to rekey every letter that you send, even though I do believe that if you send a generic form letter to each, the likelihood of a response is going to be small. It's going to like the broken watch right twice a day. So think in terms of a basic email that you want to send. Put one address in the to field. That's it. Just one address. And your messages are more likely not to get caught by spam filters, and they're more likely to get through. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, here are a few ways to engage with me. First of all, I just want to start by saying that I no longer do recruiting. I coach people to perform at a high level. So again, I no longer do recruiting. But if you visit my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us, and look at the tabs on the top, you'll see a menu of choices available to you. First of all, you can hire me to do a resume and or LinkedIn profile critique, interview preparation, help you with a salary negotiation, answer your questions about your job search, advise you about a decision you have to make about a job offer. Those are all there as an option. I can do a job search makeover with you where we critique everything you've been doing in your search up until that point and come up with alternatives. If you're relatively early in your search, we can do a complete coaching program where I work with you from beginning to end in half-hour increments so it doesn't have to take a lot of time for each session. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. Mention that you listen to the show because I love hearing from folks who like it and are interested in my help. Again, linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. You can take my classes on Skillshare too and become a premium member for 99 cents for the first few months. I have a link in the show notes. Just follow that link, sign up, take my classes. Lastly, I want to mention to you, you can find a lot of information at thebiggamehunter.us, and at times it may seem like it's too much. So you can look at the best of my material at jobsearchcoachinghq.com, where I've curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read to help you find work more quickly. Again, that's jobsearchcoachinghq.com. I'll be back tomorrow with more, and in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Take care.
What a matchup!
And what a team, Mike. Metro PCS and the iPhone SE for $0 on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Oh, impressive.
Play with the best. Switch to Metro PCS and get a 32-gig iPhone SE for $0. Metro PCS. Coverage not available in some areas, plus sales tax and $10 activation fee. Claim based on talk and text. Not valid for active numbers currently on a T-Mobile network or active on Metro PCS in the past 90 days. See store for details and terms and conditions.
What a matchup! And what a team, Mike. Metro PCS and the iPhone SE for $0 on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Oh, impressive.
Play with the best. Switch to Metro PCS and get a 32-gig iPhone SE for $0. Metro PCS. Coverage not available in some areas, plus sales tax and $10 activation fee. Claim based on talk and text. Not valid for active numbers currently on a T-Mobile network or active on Metro PCS in the past 90 days. See store for details and terms and conditions.